Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast on this Victory Monday. It always feels good to say that. We don't get to say it enough here. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Herb Howard in the house.
Let's go.
Sounds unfamiliar. Victory Monday.
Yes. It is, because all the last victories was we had a Victory Friday.
It's true. Both and then a Victory Tuesday.
And then a Victory Wait, what was the last time
Was the Patriot? No.
Yeah. So Victory Tuesday, then a Victory Friday.
Yeah.
This is our first Victory Monday in over a year. Wow.
That is
2 out of 3 on the way to a massive winning streak. Super excited to have Herb here, and great to see you too, Adam Hoge.
Oh, you going 5-game winning streak like you did last year?
I mean, they were in all those games. Damn it!
Okay.
I am good
No
to see.
job.
Good to see Secret Bagent Man in the chat.
You're gonna make me play Buzzkill today.
I
I don't want to do that, but you're gonna make me do it.
You can do it, and listen, everybody's going to do it all week long. I can't wait for the perspective to be brought down that it's only one game, and I so look forward to the entire Chicago media to teach me how we should digest this game. I'm looking forward to it. You can start. You can be the first.
No, I'm going to be on the bright side today. Look at me. I wore the white hoodie. You guys are in your CHGO.
Yeah.
Oh, you're matching.
Funeral clothes.
I just noticed.
Look at you, head to toe.
I actually did think, don't wear funeral sweatshirt today. You don't have to do it. It's Victory Monday, but I did.
No. By the way, hit subscribe. Hit that like button. We're trying to go for 50K subscribers.
50.
We went past 40 last week.
Let's go.
We are making the push for 50K. Help us out. Send a link to somebody else. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. What are you doing? We're here every day. We're talking about the Bears. We're talking about next Hall of Fame Bears quarterback, Tyson Bagent today. Carm, go ahead.
Well,
isn't there a prerequisite to next?
You know, excellent point. All right, so I have done some heavy. I've done some heavy lifting. Let me start the show with you right now and ask you guys: do you believe that experience is an important characteristic for an NFL player and NFL quarterback?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a double yes. Okay. So what I did with Lawrence Benedetto's help is I have created some graphics to look at the history of both yesterday's winning Chicago Bears quarterback Tyson Bagent and Justin Fields. And by the way, this is just an exercise in information. I am not
an exercise in information. I'm just going to make zero conclusions off of this information.
I'm trying to make a point. All right. Let's compare first off their college careers in case we have forgotten. In college, Bagent has a lot more experience. Justin, with a handful of games at Georgia and then 2 years starting at Ohio State, 34 total. There you see it. 53 for Bagent. That's 19 more. He threw 2,040 footballs in the air. Fields 618, and then the completions 1,400 to 423. Now, if you do the whole breakdown as one versus the other, that's 977 more completions, 1,422 more attempts, and I didn't even put yards and touchdowns in there. But if you're curious, it's 11,333 more yards and 92 more touchdown passes in 19 games. So that's a significant number, all of it.
Yes, it is.
Right? So then I thought, you know what? That's not completely fair. Let's do the whole body of work. Let's take college and pro all together. So that's 2 games of pro for Tyson and his college career all put together.
Because while the last 2 years, while Bagent has been still in college, Fields was getting NFL snaps.
2.25 years of NFL experience. So now Justin has played in more games, 12 more of them. Bagent still has 2,083 attempts compared to 1,368, and he's got 1,431 completions, 31 completions in the NFL, and to 874. So if you combine the two, everything together, he's got 557 more completions, 715 more attempts, and then if you did the yardage and touchdowns, it would be 6,265 more yards, 58 more touchdowns. Fields has played 12 more games. But the point is that this dude has been slinging the ball all over the place and has a lot more experience dropping back with all of it on his shoulders to throw it. I get it at the D2 level, but it's a lot more experience playing the position, which matters, playing the toughest position in all of sports. So I think that's something we all need to factor in when we're making this evaluation of what's going on right now, and perhaps understand that, oh, well, maybe that played in a part of why he was able to be successful in his first NFL game yesterday.
Only a fool would argue with facts. Those statistics that you put up there are facts, right? You don't argue with those numbers. But to paint that portrait in the vacuum that you're trying to paint it in is crazy.
Herb, you got a giant tropical beer hug ready. Would you like me to get you a second one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Crack, 9.7% alcohol content right there. It's a
9.9.
9.9. Start.
Yeah.
Solid.
He's looking at you like you've already had 4 of those.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
So, if your point is experience is a good thing,
that's one of my points.
okay, there's no argument there.
Right.
I don't. Are you trying to say he's better than Fields because he has more experience?
I'm trying to say that one of the reasons why he is set up for success and has a chance to zoom by Justin if he gets more chances is because he's played a lot of football, and he's comfortable running the show. This is what he's done. This is what he does.
I will come this far with you. When it comes to scouting college quarterbacks, one of the lessons I have personally learned in recent years, especially, and I think this is relevant because the way we have looked at quarterbacks, accepted quarterbacks that can be multidimensional, okay, that are not just pocket. Like, this has really happened in the last decade, if we're being honest, okay? And I think early on, we, including NFL teams, were putting too much emphasis on some of those tangibles and not enough on how many games did this kid play in college, how many times did he actually throw the ball, and that's why Mitch Trubisky mistakes happened, where the kid had only 13 college starts, okay?
Upside and potential.
So I am 100% with you in the idea that we should look more at and give some of these guys credit that have a lot of experience in college, that have seen a lot, that have done a lot. I have come all around on that, which is one of the reasons why I liked Bagent coming out. I certainly wasn't banging the table saying, hey, they got to draft this guy. I was happy, though, when I saw they signed him as an undrafted free agent. And I've been on record for years and years and years saying take swings on quarterbacks every year, basically for this exact reason. It's not a bad thing that we're talking about this.
Oh,
it's a bad thing that Justin hasn't done more to kind of negate like this conversation altogether, but it's still a good thing that the Bears found Tyson Bagent and got a win with him yesterday. But I don't know that we know that all that experience he had in college translates to the NFL. For one day yesterday against a mostly bad defense, a pretty simplistic idea of, hey, if we do this, this, and this, we can negate Max Crosby. Credit to the Bears for doing that. Credit to Tyson Bagent for executing all the throws. But I don't know that we can take this any step beyond that.
The only step that I want to take it to, for the record, is that let's play him more and let's see what he is. Let's give him an opportunity to prove that he's not what we have seen so far, which is a dude that looks like he can handle it, is completing 72% of his passes, and is doing things on the field that a lot of Bears quarterbacks have been unable to do. Even this, the third down conversion to Tyler Scott yesterday.
Sure.
It was not his first read. It was not his second read. It was his third read. He's coming across the field. So this is a guy in his first game.
First scoring drive.
Yeah. On third down, they know you're throwing the football. Defense is ready for it. He's got his first read's not there, his second read's not, he's got to stand there, figure it out, and then okay, here comes Tyler, and I'm going to hit him. Those are impressive moments, and he had a bunch of them.
That was very impressive. He did have several impressive moments, and I think that two things can be true here, right? So I don't want to discount everything you're saying about Tyson. I tend to agree with the things that you're saying about Tyson and his experience and having made all these throws and all these dropbacks and seen all the coverages and all the pressures that come along with it. I don't think that's a small caveat when you're talking about at the D2 level, right? And so it's not insignificant where he was doing this, right? Yeah. That being said, I do think that it matters. I just don't – when we start to make the comparison about him and Justin is where I'm like, no. Like, just if you want to make it about Tyson, cool. Tyson versus Justin, no, right? We saw a game plan yesterday that we've never even seen for Justin Fields. Not even when he was thrown to the Wolves in Cleveland as a rookie. We didn't see that kind of game plan that would give a young quarterback an opportunity to be successful. I think he had averaged 2.1 air yards yesterday in throwing the football. He had one pass travel 15 yards down the field. Like it was a very horizontal game plan. It was a very good game plan. Good job on you, Coach Getsy, for putting together a game plan that will allow this kid to have some success. They ran the ball very well. Deontay Foreman had a really good game, like I told you guys he would. But I think the defense played well, right? So all these things matter, and he did his part. None of that tells me that he's better than Justin Fields.
I just want to see more. I'm not sure. I cannot sit up here and definitively say that he is better than Justin. But I will say this. If Bagent, or anybody else, by the way, had done the body of work that Fields has to this point, and you flip it around, and here comes Justin doing what he did yesterday, whoever that other person would be, I'd be like, play that guy more. I'd like to see more.
I don't think you're making it a personal thing. I don't think you don't like Justin. I'm just saying, with that small sample size and the type of game that we saw them play yesterday, I still think the most important thing for the Bears this season is to decide definitively if Justin Fields is or is not your guy moving forward. If he's not, then you'll still have Bagent later, right? So to jump to that conclusion now is crazy.
So I agree with you there, which is why they are going to play Justin, because if you're talking about who is the more talented quarterback and who's got the more impressive resume, I mean, Justin was 20-2 in college at Ohio State and was competing for national championships, and who can run 22 miles an hour, who can fire a ball to the back of the corner to DJ Moore in an incredibly tight window. He's done all these things. I get it, which is why he's going to play. However, as far as somebody, if I had to win one football game right now, drop him back, throwing the football tomorrow, if it was a Bears Super Bowl and I was picking between the two to win the game tomorrow, I would take Bagent.
Yeah, but you didn't see him do that yesterday.
I understand.
You didn't see him drop back and throw the ball down the field. That did not happen yesterday.
I understand.
What also didn't happen was you say, okay, we're going to go empty. First play of the game against a blitz-heavy team. They did everything they could to protect him. And that's a very, very good thing. It's not a knock on him. That is a very good thing for a play caller to do. It hasn't been done for Justin.
But that's the point with the empty play. He had an easy boom. It's just got to be right there. Getsy called him out, and all he's got to do is throw the football, and he didn't do it. We were having a conversation yesterday on the post, Herb, like, what is that? Is he not seeing the field? And Hoge got to, and Brags were like, he freezes. So whatever you want to call that, fine. Freeze, not seeing the field. Bagent doesn't do that. Ball's coming out.
So, all right. Herb said, first of all, I do agree. I think I still hate the design of that first play last week against the Vikings. I do agree with you. I think Bagent throws the ball, and it's a 4-yard gain. And I'd be like, congrats on your 4-yard gain on first down with a bad play design. But you got it.
Really
so I do think there is that difference. If we are going to compare the two, there's no question Bagent gets rid of the ball faster.
No doubt.
But in terms of, like, giant conclusions. So here's I want to go back to something you said, Herb, because you said that we had not necessarily see this game plan with Fields. And I actually disagree with you.
Okay.
Because I think this was actually similar to what Getsy was trying to do week 1 against the Packers. Remember how much horizontal, short passes.
Sure.
And we're all like, why are you doing this with this quarterback who this is not his strengths? So again, like, quarterbacks are allowed to have different strengths and weaknesses. Sure. And I do think that there is some truth to this idea that if this is really what Luke Getsy wants to do, like maybe Bagent fits this better. That doesn't mean he's a better quarterback overall than Justin Fields.
That's fair.
But I do think there's also a couple. We cannot compare those games apples to apples, though, for a couple reasons. Because one,
Chase Claypool was still here. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
True. But also, like, the Bears were able to play with a lead yesterday, so they were able to commit to the run better. They were not able to do that in that Packer game. Also, the defense played a lot better yesterday than they did in that game week 1 against the Packers. Now, you could quibble a little bit and be like, well, that was a close game in the first half, and hey, had Justin gotten the ball out quicker here, maybe the third down numbers would have, because I think the Bears were 3 for 13 in week 1. They were 8 for 13 yesterday. It's a huge fucking difference
the only
on third down.
They hadn't been over 500, did not have an over 50% completion rate all season long, and they were 8 for 13. And by the way, they're really 8 for 12. That the last one was like late and didn't really count. But okay, anyway. So,
but they, I saw early in the season, I think they wanted to run more of this stuff they ran yesterday with Fields. So I think it's unfair to say, oh, they've never done this for Fields. But I also don't think they should do that with Fields because that's not what Fields is. That's not his strengths. That's why
the ball down the field.
That's why we go back to this offense and say, hey, more play action, more shots downfield, more boots. I'm just trapped in this time machine where we're back with Mitch Trubisky versus Nick Foles and two different offenses with two different quarterbacks and what's best and what's not. And that part of it just kind of sucks.
What you're saying is an indictment on Luke Getsy if he has this system that he's got to shoehorn a quarterback into to make it work. So if I'm trying to give Luke Getsy the benefit of the doubt for 1 second, I would ask you, Hoge, what is he? How do you win with him?
How do you win with who?
With Justin. How are you going? What offense are you creating where his biggest issue?
All right, well, let's get back to the crux of why I think ultimately this is headed down the road where it is. Because I think, and Herb, tell me if you disagree, but I think the way to get the best out of Fields is you have to commit to the run game with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's sustainable long term. I don't think you can trust the fact that you're going to get 17 games out of him with a quarterback that holds onto the ball and is taking shots running it. That's what he is. He's he's an unbelievable weapon doing that, and I think he's a phenomenal deep ball thrower. And maybe if he's playing on the Eagles behind that offensive line, that works better.
Sure.
But and I want to be fair to the Bears here a little bit. Look, their offensive line isn't great. But guess what? Most offensive lines in the NFL are not great right now.
That's very true. So, like, are we saying that Tyson Bagent is a better quarterback for a bad football team and Justin may be a better quarterback for a good football team?
I'm not saying that. I'm definitely not saying that.
Well, that's an interesting way to phrase it.
Yeah, actually, I like that.
I mean,
that is interesting.
But
I don't know. Look. The bottom line is scouting this kid coming out, and the reason why. And I screwed this up too. Like I had Zach Wilson ahead of Justin Fields. I love Justin Fields. I had him as a first-round quarterback, but I also had Trevor Lawrence and Trey Lance and Zach Wilson ahead of him too, just like these other dumb football teams. Like me. But part of that was exactly what is still his problem, which is getting rid of the football. It's what they knew. Josh Lucas has said it in every interview he's done when they loved him too, but that was the one thing they thought he had to overcome. And unfortunately, 3 years into this, probably coaching to blame, probably pass protection to blame too. It's just not a hurdle he's gotten out of it. And meanwhile, this magical D2 quarterback showed up yesterday at Soldier Field and pulled up with his tattoos and his cool long hair and his badass dad who could kill everyone.
His tats are dope, for real. And it's not just the sleeve too, y'all. He got it like on his chest and the back.
And he's zip, balls out, zip, 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 zip. And meanwhile, they only average 4.7 yards per play. They averaged 4.4 against the Packers in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, they did really well on first and second down. And I think, that's the formula to success on third down. There wasn't a whole lot of, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 13. There was a lot of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. And he did very well in those situations. And there was some great run after catch on some of those balls, too. And I just think that you put together a good game plan. The kid went out there and executed it. Like, I have nothing bad to say about Tyson. And I'm not necessarily just super going to bat for Justin Fields. It's his fault, partially, that this window is open for this debate, right? Like, you've had ample opportunity to shut the door on all of this foolishness. You haven't done it, and so now we have these conversations, right? I just think that there is more to it than kid showed up, game 1, he won. So, therefore, he must be the quarterback going forward, and he's probably better than Justin Fields.
Well, and which is why I wanted to bring up the resume here. There's a reason why he was able to go out and have success. And by the way, I wasn't sitting here during the draft Tyson Bagent. But I was sitting here.
Oh, you wanted Holton Ahlers.
I wanted Holton Ahlers because he had the same similar resume. He had thrown the ball a ton at East Carolina, and by the way, he could move a little bit. So I was looking for somebody who was going to be a late-round quarterback that had actually thrown the football a ton, which is, we see this all the time. So I'm like, pick somebody like that. They didn't pick Ahlers. They picked Bagent, and I was slow to kind of get excited about Bagent because the first time I saw him at practice up at ALLCITY, I'm like, doesn't look like much to me. He was, and I didn't fall for him. But then when he got on the field, went 13 for 14, and he's showing some ability to run with it too. I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I want to see more. And then
you got Ty curious.
I got Ty curious, and now I'm even more Ty curious. And look,
I'm very Ty curious.
Yeah, there it is. And again, listen. This is not I have been sitting here rooting for Justin to be successful this entire career, period, end of story. I've wanted him to do it. He hasn't done it. And if I thought this guy was garbage, I wouldn't try to underline what the reasons why I think he's good. I think there's something there.
Justin's good to go Sunday. Who are you playing?
Justin's 100%? His thumb is perfect.
He's cleared by the trainers.
Not
perfect. He didn't.
He's
cleared by the trainers to play.
Like the other 46 guys that are up.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he could throw,
he's like Jalen Hurts last night, who clearly wasn't 100%, but did his job and got a win.
Look, if he could throw the football normally, I get it. Play him, but
Braggs is sitting at home right now saying, just say start Bagent. Lean into it. Own it.
I have the whole season in mind here. There's plenty of time. If you want to give if Justin's healthy and ready to go, and you don't want to pivot right now and make him sit and wait, go ahead, put him back out there. But we got a ways to go until we get to the bye week, and there'll be 5 games after that. If he hasn't done it by then I am playing Bagent the final 5. But you want to put him back out there? You want to put him back out there this week? I'm not going to fight it. I'll be annoyed, but I'm not going to fight it. All right,
I'm going to answer my own question.
Yeah.
If Justin's healthy, I'm starting Justin.
Me too. No doubt.
And if there's any doubt that he can, it's not just about being able to grip and throw the ball for me. It's about, can he protect the ball, which is already an issue with a healthy
ball
hand
handling, right,
for him.
Mm-hmm.
And can he take a hit to that hand? Right? He's got to be able to, he's going to get popped. It's football. Is he going to be able to? So if there's any doubt with that, I'm willing to buy another week with what I saw from Tyson Bagent. That's where I am right now on Monday.
But, okay, when you say buy another week, what are your goals for the Bears this season? I mean, I'll dream.
To figure out who the hell should be the quarterback going forward.
Okay.
And the evaluation on Justin should not be over.
Okay, fine. So you're not talking about making the playoffs.
I'm not very optimistic about it.
Playoffs?
Well, I want to underline
what did you just say?
Playoffs.
They're 2-5. The season ain't over. Plenty of let's do the math. What's their record? Oh, they could finish 12-5.
This is like the White Sox chasing the playoffs in
they
June
could finish
when they were
12-5.
garbage.
They could.
Like, what's the point of that?
Look, do you think? Okay.
So you can lose in the first round?
Okay. listen, negative Nancy's and realistic Nancy's. That's all
Thank
fine.
you.
That's fine. That's all fine. You think the Bears right now, the Chicago Bears themselves, waking up on this Monday, they're not dreaming some level of winning streak here? Seasons,
of course,
of
they
course,
put their all into it. I assume they expect to win every time they take the field.
Thank you. Well, we haven't even played 50% of the season, Herb.
Yeah, and they've already got 5 losses.
I know they're in deep shit.
Yes, they are.
I got it.
They are. So because of that, now if they were 4-3,
Carm belongs in the chat.
if they were
Bagent 17-17, I see you.
If they were 4-3.
point.
Then I'm with you that there are more important things to talk about for this year. But at 2-5, I think that ship has sailed, and the only remaining thing that truly matters is Justin Fields your quarterback going forward. If you come to the conclusion after a proper evaluation that he isn't, cool. Then move on. You got Tyson, and you got the number 1 pick.
Well, I'm also of the mind that if Poles has already come to that conclusion now, then he should be on the phone with teams in the next week.
I agree with you there, too. If you know you're moving on from the kid, see what you can get for him.
And I want to be clear. I'm not saying he should do that, but I'm saying I am saying he should do that if that's the conclusion he's already come to. And I don't know that to be the case.
I agree with you 100%.
And I'm not even saying definitely trade him. I'm just saying you have to entertain. Again, I don't know if you saw, I keep bringing up the Falcons every week. Did you watch that game yesterday? Did you go back and pay attention to what happened?
Seemed like a
they
good
got to
fit.
the 1-inch line twice and couldn't score a touchdown.
Seems like a good fit, man. Him and Bijan in there running the option would be nuts.
So, and that's his hometown. Like, again, I'm not.
You trade it.
That's why I keep coming back to that. The big elephant in all of Hallis Hall and right now in this entire city
The whole city.
Where is Ryan Poles on this quarterback right now?
Yeah.
Because that's what matters.
I mean, if that's the case, we'll know in the next few weeks, right? He's getting the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Right?
Look, exactly. We've gone over this, but let's just say it again. You can't trade him now because you don't know where you're going to be. The Bears now have 2 wins, so you're probably not winning the Tankathon yourself. Now, where's Carolina going to be at the end of the year? Right. We have no idea.
Right, they get a chance to help them stay at the bottom.
They do, and that game is going to be a toss-up. The Bears are going to be favored by 3 points or something along those lines.
Why are you worried about where the Bears are going to be when you've already got your quarterback? You've got the next Hall of Famer. We don't need to draft a quarterback at 1. We got Tyson Bagent.
So all I said.
We move on from Justin. We move on from Justin, and we get the number 1 pick.
All I said.
Are we rolling with Tyson? Are we getting Tyson some O-line help and some receiver help, or are we taking Caleb Williams or?
If you end up with the number 1 overall pick and you think that Caleb Williams or Drake May or whoever is a transformational, hands-down Pro Bowl quarterback, you are drafting that quarterback. Tyson Bagent is, even if he does what I think he's going to do, you're still taking that guy.
Oh, no. Why?
Because I don't have Peyton Manning on my mind for Tyson.
Okay.
I've got.
Who do you got on your mind? Like Brian Hoyer?
No, I don't have Brian Hoyer.
Because that's a good 15 years of ball. You got Chase Daniel.
No, Brian Hoyer was not a good 15 years of ball. Brian Hoyer hung around the league. I'm hoping that this dude could be
when
more
I said
than
good 15, I meant the time. I didn't mean the quality.
Yeah.
Look, no, but what Herb's trying to say right now is very important. Look at who's been winning the Super Bowls lately. It is Patrick Mahomes. It is Tom Brady. It is there's every once in a while there's an outlier, but in every outlier year when Nick Foles somehow beat the Patriots, who was the other quarterback that made it? It was Tom Brady. When Matthew Stafford won, that was a perfect situation for him. He's a pretty damn good quarterback, and Joe Burrow was in there against him. You have to have Peyton Manning to get to that level, which is what they want to get to. I got to be honest with you. If you don't think Tyson Bagent can be that, then what are we doing here?
What we're doing here is I'm saying that I want to see more. That's what we're doing. I don't know what he can be, and neither does anyone else. So putting it in there, he is whatever backup quarterback has been thrown in the chat of who he is. You do not know that. There is the evidence is actually that he is not that. This is a very impressive start to a career for a guy. who is coming out of Division II, and he's been in the NFL for 7 games, and he's already making a start, and he's already won a game. So the evidence is not that. So I want to see more of what he is. And if it's not, I'm not going to sit here and say it's got to be next week against the Chargers. But if you put Justin back out there and he plays the inconsistent game that he's played to this point in his career, well, then I do want to see more of Bagent before the end of the year. Period. End of story.
I'm with you on that. If Justin comes back and he has 5 or 6 starts and you still aren't convinced, then start getting the kid some experience. Bagent, I mean, right? Start getting him some experience, and I imagine he goes into camp next year as QB1, even if you bring in somebody to be his heir apparent or compete with him or whatever, if that's the case. But I still think the more important thing than dreaming on what Tyson Bagent could be is finding out definitively what Justin Fields is.
No, you don't get to respond. We're going to a break.
I win.
Herb wins. Herb wins. Carm loses. Yesterday was your day, Carm. Today is not.
I feel excellent about that conversation.
You got a whole day yesterday.
Just a quick shout out to Antonio who sent us $2 to say that this convo is stressing me and Herb out.
It is definitely stress. No, it's not, and it's reasonable.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Once again, Carm still still doesn't do anything about it. We try to tell him every week.
Yeah, what happened? I thought.
I don't know.
Ray was literally texting us yesterday.
Get a car,
but he
already.
won't go visit Ray and get a car.
Okay, everybody needs to chill out on
now Carm's stressed out. Now this is what made Carm stressed out.
This isn't New York City.
I am going to see Ray, and y'all don't need to stress out when, or you don't need to push on when it's going to happen. Me and Ray got a plan.
Okay.
All right.
I believe you. Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fox Lake. They've joined the CHGO team. We're really excited about it. And at Ray CDJR, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest inventories and find unforgettable savings. Right now, Ram Power Day is going on. Ray CDJR only in Fox Lake. You will be able to secure 0% financing or 17% off new Ram models. And that's not all, because now through October 31st, still got a week here, explore their newly renovated showroom and take advantage of limited time 7-year anniversary savings. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you have to check out the team at Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, just like I did, because they are the only team we recommend. Visit them today. Go tell them CHGO sent you. They're on Route 12 in Fox Lake. You can't miss it as you're going through downtown Fox Lake. It's right there. For more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com today, serving the community since 1963.
Got to tell you, we got some sweet sneakers on the set here
These are
today.
facts.
I mean, Hoge out of nowhere.
Feet heat.
Yeah,
I'm a little stunned here, but if you want to up your...
all three of us. Yeah, you're right.
I mean...
Okay.
Coming with it today.
I mean, Herb and I have been rocking it. You just came out of nowhere with a nice MJ red and white. I'm impressed. Hey, you want to take
some good ones for Carmel games too?
There you go.
I was rocking those Friday night.
Who do you guys play?
I didn't like changing shoes the last regular season game of the year, but it worked out.
Who are you playing in the playoffs?
Superstitious?
I am a little superstitious.
Okay.
I always wear the same sweatshirt. I don't like when it's 80 degrees in the first game of the year, and I
Bad luck
don't
to be
wear
superstitious.
It's not. I'm not really superstitious. I just don't like. I guess it's like a touch superstitious.
All right, Bears Monday.
little
don't touch.
A little stitious.
Soul Savvy, get your sneaker game on. Let's go here. Soul Savvy, SOLESAVY. They've been around since 2018. Their mission is always stay the same. Get the sneakers into the hands of people who love them the most, like a Hoge, like a Herb. Like yours truly, too. Soul Savvy is a sneaker community that operates in Canada, the U.S., and the U.K. 3 membership levels. We get the basic, which is free. We got the Mobile Plus, which is $12 a month, and then the premium, $33. Premium membership includes the Mobile Plus features. The basic version, that's for you, the casual sneaker buyer. You get access to one-of-a-kind marketplace built for you, not resellers. The Mobile Plus is for the sneakerhead who's always on the go. Build a rotation of sold-out sneakers straight from your phone. It's probably you over there. And then the premium... could be Hoge Mansion. That's for the sneakerhead who's tired of paying resale. Find your grails and grow your collection in the world's biggest paid sneaker community. Sign up for Soul Savvy. This is what you do. You visit Soul Savvy, SOLESAVY.com /AllCity. or by downloading the Drops by Soul Savvy app. So 2 options for you. Check it out. SoulSavvy.com/AllCity or download the Drops by Soul Savvy app. They got sneaker game. I know you're out there. Upload it. Get it going. Soul Savvy.
Excited about that partnership. Soul Savvy. Yeah. Let's do it.
Soul Savvy is great. All right. Herb is always here on Mondays. He's got his 5 plays that either won or lost the game. We get to talk about plays that won the game this week.
5 plays that won the game. Go figure.
TB17's on this.
Go figure. Let's go back to the first quarter, guys. It's 7 minutes and 5 seconds left. The Bears have the ball at the minus 48-yard line. It is 3rd and 5. Play you alluded to earlier. He hits Tyler Scott over the middle, 14 yards. Very good progression. He went 1, 2, 3, hit the kid over the middle, on time, on target, first down, keep the ball moving. It is their first scoring drive. It leads to a touchdown. The Bears are up 7-0.
How about the run on that drive after that when he did the –
Yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet. I love Mark Potash from the Sun-Times. He is the best troller on Twitter. Like, he just trolls, and then people get upset. I'm like, why y'all letting him do that to y'all? He's like, you see that Aaron Rodgers like pump fake that gets him the extra yards on the scramble? Justin Fields could never, right? And then people start like tagging me and sending me like he's racist and he's this. I'm like, why are y'all letting him bother y'all? Like, there's no way that Potsy thinks that Justin Fields needs help scrambling. Like, he's fucking with y'all. Y'all are allowing it. But anyway,
Potsy's so good.
He's so good. I love Potsy.
So your job is like to defend Justin for those who want Justin to play in the black community. That's like they're coming straight to Herb. Herb,
have you seen the press room at Household?
Yes.
Who else are they gonna call with this stuff?
I understand. You're the guy. You're the guy. Herb. Look, old man Whitey said this again.
I have been the de facto, like, bring all this stuff to you. And I'm like,
it's so messed up.
Knock it off. Most of these guys are pretty cool. Like, I like most of the people in that room. It's like, knock it off.
I agree.
But I still have to fill those inquiries.
And Potsy's not helping with his sarcasm.
And he is not helping. Stop it, Potsy. You're blowing my phone up. Second quarter, it is not. What's up?
That's just a lot on Herb. I feel
that is a lot. But also, please don't stop Potsy because it entertains me.
It irritates me too. 9 minutes, 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Bears have the ball at the plus 25-yard line. It is 3rd and 1. They run an end around. Also to Tyler Scott, he picks up 6 yards for a first down. Thing here is, and we're talking about all the run after catch. I know this wasn't the catch, but just the running that we saw from some of these skill guys was phenomenal. And you had Marcus Peters, the Raiders corner. He wants nothing to do with tackling. Absolutely nothing to do with tackling. They had this place stuffed. You had Max Crosby chasing Tyler Scott down from the backside, and you had Marcus Peters right in his face. They could have crushed this kid. He's like 165 pounds. If you don't want to tackle him, who do you want to tackle? Marcus Peters like, one arm, go that way, sir. Have at it. First down leads to another touchdown. The Bears go up 14-0. They could have stuffed them there. It would have been a field goal. Thought that was a huge play in the game. Marcus Peters is disgracing that number 24 for silver and black. Charles Woodson should be pissed.
Ooh, that's a good point. We were sitting right here doing the watch along, and that play happened, and I'm like, oh, that's not going anywhere. How did he get through there? Like, he just like went right through the 2 guys.
And then they show the replay of Marcus Peters like, right this way, sir.
I got my bank account is sweet.
I'm good. Yeah. And I get it. He's a cover corner. He gets paid for ball production, but come on. Yeah. Come on. Like, pinch the guy or something. Yeah. Play number 3. It is 12 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bears have the ball at the -7. They are 93 yards away from pay dirt. After a holding call on rookie first-round pick Darnell Wright, sets the Bears up at 1st and 15. There's a 14-yard run by Deontay Foreman. Gave them a lot of space to operate, prevented the bad field position. If they get backed up there, if they don't get a first down from that 1st and 15 situation, you're talking about flipping the field where the Raiders end up with the ball at worst -40-yard line, right? And so now you're talking about a different situation. That didn't happen because Deontay Foreman, again, who I said would be the most valuable Bear this week, broke off a 14-yard run. That whole entire drive was Deontay Foreman. He went crazy on that drive.
I was so happy for that dude yesterday.
Look, like, if you haven't figured this out in the NFL, you have to stay on schedule. You can't get behind the chains. I think that's another thing that Tyson Bagent did really well yesterday, just eliminating negative plays. But the few times the drive stalled out yesterday, it was because false starts, holding, whatever. And this was one of those times, though, in the game where they got backed up, and instead the next play they had a very positive play to get back actually get ahead of schedule, and this was a big example.
Go from 1st and 15 to 2nd and 1. Jump-started the drive. That whole drive, like I said, Deontay Foreman was just going crazy. He followed that play up with another 9-yard run. Then they hit him on the screen pass, which was a great design. Shout out to Luke Getsy again. Shout out to Tyson Bagent for how he ran that, how he sold it, booted around, dumped back on the screen pass to Deontay Foreman. I don't know if Deontay Foreman doesn't necessarily understand what those white lines at the end of the green grass means, but he just ran out of bounds for like another 5 or 10 yards. Like, you could have picked up another 10 yards if you just stayed in bounds. Then he trucks the guy out of bounds. Like, dude, you've been out of bounds for like 10 yards. Like, what are you doing, man? Stay in bounds. But he had a huge drive there. He ultimately finished it. He had a check down for 9 yards later, and then he got the 5-yard check down for the touchdown later, which brings me to another play in that drive. It was another 3rd down. The Bears had the ball, 7 minutes, 18 seconds left. Third quarter, it's 3rd and 6. The Bears are at the plus 25-yard line. 6-yard pass to Darrington Evans. Checked it down to him. Another phenomenal example of run after catch. Darrington catches this ball at like the 33-yard line, and then he gets it all the way to the 19, which is exactly where the first down. I know it was only 3rd and 6, but because of the lineup and the drop back, he catches it at the 33-yard line, and then he runs for 14 yards to get that first down. Broke like 3 or 4 tackles on that play. Phenomenal run after catch. Again, preventing them from taking the field goal. Instead, they end up with the touchdown.
I like that Darrington got underlined because that guy is awesome. If you ever talk to him, he's just a good dude.
Like Darrington.
And when he's got an opportunity to play, he's played well. So I'm rooting for him.
I'm glad he's back. And it's a loaded running back room.
It is.
Like, people were talking like, oh, is Deontay Foreman, Khalil, would he perform that way yesterday? Yeah, probably, because Khalil's a pretty good running back, and the Bears just have some. Will Roschon have done that? Yeah, probably. Like, he's a pretty good running back. When he's had his opportunities, Roschon has performed well too. The Bears have a pretty deep room at running back, which is why the kid who went crazy yesterday was a healthy scratch for 4 weeks.
And that's why, but that's one of the reasons why I'm very hesitant. Like, and there's been weeks, certainly, I think last week was one of them, where Luke Getsy correctly received a lot of criticism. But I've been careful not to want to run this guy out of town, because from the moment he got here, the running game's been working. And yes, some of the numbers last year, you could say, okay, they led the league in rushing. A lot of it was Justin Fields. He's still the one calling the plays, and like,
no doubt.
And even if you take Fields' numbers out, like, they still were a top 10 rushing team. And now that's continued this year. I agree they have a deep running back room, but at some point when every single running back they throw in there is picking up yards with a offensive line
that's constantly in flux and being shifted around.
Yeah, like, you got to give the offense credit.
Khalil Herbert led the NFL at yards per carry last year at 5.7.
And he was on his way to that type of season again.
Yeah. Jim Brown, who some think is the greatest running back of all time, averaged 5.0 yards per carry, and that was considered godly. So, anyway, I'm not obviously comparing those two.
No, I feel you, though.
No, you did, though.
You did.
Yeah, that happened.
Bears got good running backs, a lot of them. Next play, also on this same drive. Mind you, it's 4 minutes and 9 seconds left now, when it was 12 minutes and 20 seconds left when they had the ball at the -7. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 3rd and goal. The Bears are at the plus 5-yard line. It's a 5-yard pass, a check down to Deontay Foreman. Great poise by Tyson Bagent. He explained this play phenomenally in the postgame press conference. He talked about having the combo route with Mooney over the top and Cole Kmet in the flat. He said, both of them were okay, but I didn't love either one of them. And the emphasis this week was checking it down. So I checked it down, and you end up with Deontay Foreman, and the only person in between him and the end zone was who? Marcus Peters. So no one was there. Touchdown. Touchdown. Great check down, great poise by the kid. That drive was phenomenal. I pulled 3 plays from that drive because I thought that was the drive that kind of ended the game, right? That put them at 21-3. And the Raiders were not going to score 18 more points in that football game. The Raiders' offense has scored less than 20 points in every game this season.
Except for one, I think.
Offense.
Oh, the offense.
So they may have returned a kick or a punt or defense.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, offensively, they've been under 20 every game this season. So once they were up 21-3, and especially the way it was looking yesterday, it was like, that's the ball game. There were some other plays later in that game that mattered. I thought the field goal from Cairo was huge, 54 yards. He was charged up about that thing, too. I talked to him about that in the locker room. And then I thought Jalen Johnson's pick six, that mattered. There were other plays, but I think after that touchdown, when they went up 21-3, the game had been decided.
I agree. Yeah, it was over there, and I think, regardless of how bad the Raiders are offensively, and they obviously have issues, I think Josh McDaniels is pre-fired. We saw this defense give up a lead to the Broncos. We saw them flirt with that, even, some dicey moments with the Commanders where you're like, oh, is this happening again? And then they finally put it away. Yeah. There was none of that yesterday. I mean, even the touchdown they finally scored late with Aidan O'Connell was complete garbage time. Nobody was worried about the game at that point.
Didn't matter. The two could have been touchdowns. The one to Josh Jacobs where he didn't choose to drag his foot, that one mattered. And then a couple plays later, Devontae Adams drops one. He's wide open for a touchdown. That one mattered, but none of it, I think, even if they scored there, changed the outcome of that game. After they scored that touchdown, I thought it was done.
Those are good underlinings, but if you just look at the points, the Bears are giving up 45 points total in the last 3 games. Yeah. So, and then one of those was the strip sack Bagent.
Yeah.
And then the garbage touchdown yesterday.
Yeah.
Now it's good to bring up that could have given up more, should have given up more, but didn't. Matt Eberflus, you're getting credit all over town for what you've done with this defense. And by the way, you deserve it, my friend.
You must give him credit. Must give him credit.
He's done a good job with the D.
I think it was a simple thing, too. I thought he just realized where the strength of his defense is, which I thought we all understood coming into the season. Yeah, it's the back end, right? The secondary was the strength of this defense coming in, and for whatever reason, instead of putting the onus on the back end, they chose to put the onus on the front four to get pressure by themselves when that wasn't the strength of this unit. Give them help now. You start to bring some timely blitzes and make those guys who are supposed to be so good on the back end hold up in man coverage, hold up in single high, and they've shown you that they are capable of doing that.
And hopefully they will continue to do that. Bring more pressure. I was waiting for it yesterday for a long time. They finally started to bring it. Finally, Kyler's coming late. We don't need to wait till the third quarter to do this.
Kyler's good, man. I wish he didn't do his hand the way he did early in the season. I was expecting a huge season from him. Kyler's good.
I didn't see it till this morning. Did you see that Spider-Man flip he did?
It was phenomenal. I asked him in the locker room. I said, bro, that flip was crazy. He was like, I haven't even seen the video yet. He's like, did it look cold? I was like, it looked super cold.
And shout out to the Bears video guys because they got it. So did you see this, Carm?
I haven't seen it.
So it's him running out of the tunnel
before
the game, and they're following him with a camera. And then all of a sudden it flips into slow motion, and he does the full Spider-Man flip.
Full, and then straight down into the little thing that Spider-Man does. Yeah.
I mean.
That was sick.
Did Nick see that live? Because Nick probably would have jumped out of the press box.
Nick, I don't know if he saw it live, but Nick did tweet the video. And Nick and Kyler were having a bromance. They had like a 5-minute Spider-Man bromance thing in the locker room the other day. I was like, y'all are crazy. You don't got the game? No, I don't have the game. Y'all crazy.
I don't know how you have time to play video games this time of year, but
that's good for Nick. I'm happy for him.
It's good for Kyler, too.
I think it was sweet for real.
All right, hey, CHGO is supported by Goose Island Beer Company. Hoge rocking it right now. He's got the tropical beer hug going strong right now. Oktoberfest, all of the beer hug family. There's multiple options there. 312 wheat ale and the full pocket pills. Goose IPA, I had one of those yesterday on the postgame show. They've been Chicago's beer since 1988. You can grab ultra fresh brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer.
Goose, we need some more of those 12-ounce cans over here. These 19.2-ounce cans, phenomenal. But woo,
that's quite a hug.
It's a huge hug.
That's a big hug.
It's a big hug.
Can I? When I talk about DraftKings today, Hoge, do you mind if I talk about the NBA that's coming around? Because I know you're a huge fan.
Tomorrow night, baby.
NBA. I mean,
when's the Bulls' first game?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be
there.
there.
Who they play?
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
The Toronto Thunder?
The Toronto Thunder.
Okay, I got them
Oklahoma City. Never mind. Am I wrong?
Okay. We'll have to watch the CHGO Bulls show.
That's who we need to talk to.
Yeah, obviously. Just dude.
You're right. It's Oklahoma City. Hey, you got to give the Bulls their love here.
4:30 today.
Yeah, there it is.
CHGO Bulls.
Well, Hoop is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of the NBA, and they're celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly on bonus bets. Betting $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You start the season with an instant dub. And with the DraftKings parlays, everyone gets a shot at even bigger Hoop wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. That's right, basketball, any sport really, is more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code CHGO. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with that code CHGO. The crown is yours. Gambling problems, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling, 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Licensing partner, Golden Nugget Lake Charles. 21 or over, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
You do the fast read part really well. Like the part that always speeds up at the end of the radio ads. You do that really well.
I'm getting love for that. I mean, I would hire me to do voiceover work for commercials if I was out there in the, that land. But
No doubt.
I haven't got any calls.
We don't even need to speed you up. You just got it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. We have to give
You're
away
like the Micro Machines guy.
We have to do the DraftKings player of the game.
Isn't it the pick of the week? Am I just not correct on this? I know it's king of the game, which we do after on post game.
Well, the game happened yesterday, so it makes no sense to do a pick of the week after the game.
Well, but it could be
Also,
like a pick of the Monday night game or something, or just any bet you want to bet this week.
For the Cubs, it was player of the game. Why wouldn't it be the same for us?
No, king of the game is different.
Wow.
Player of the week?
This sounds like a conversation that should be held off air.
Yeah.
Regardless, we love our friends at DraftKings, and I'm making the player of the week Tyson Bagent, and I'm taking the Vikings tonight, by the way. Give me the 7.
It's Deontay Foreman.
Yeah, it's Deontay Foreman, who they almost forgot to give the game ball to.
Okay.
Did you
Right.
see that?
Yes.
He had 3 touchdowns. He had all your points.
All of a sudden, like they were like calling everyone up, and the Flu's like, "Oh yeah, I got one more. I got one more ball."
Foreman doesn't happen without Bagent.
Huh?
What?
Foreman doesn't happen without Bagent.
You mean Bagent doesn't happen without Foreman?
Foreman
That's what
doesn't
you
happen.
mean.
Foreman doesn't happen without Bagent.
I know what you mean. It's
First of
fine.
all, we're all wrong. Mercedes Lewis was a beast.
He was
blocking
amazing.
yesterday,
He
and
was.
caught that one pass,
was.
and he's just running dudes over. So my game ball, player of the game, DraftKings,
39-year-old.
Mercedes Lewis,
Can't-
beast.
Let's go.
Can I defend Justin for 1 second here before we...
No, you can't. After
Oh.
52
After
minutes.
you just ended his career? No.
Yeah.
I didn't end any careers, thank you very much. Let me just say this, because there's this narrative out there. Justin wasn't really into it on the sidelines when he was watching Tyson yesterday.
No, don't
is
even
crazy.
pay attention. That's like Herb saying, "Don't take Potsy's tweets seriously."
Okay, well, but that...
Why
but
are you
that-
even bringing that up?
Well, it's not just Potsy because it was out there by a lot of people. And then I also saw, look at Justin supporting Bagent in the locker room when he got the game ball. He was all smiling in the background. I just want to bring myself into this. If I was Justin Fields and I had a broken thumb or whatever is a dislocated thumb,
Sure.
and I was trying to establish myself in the NFL, and now somebody is playing in my spot, there is a 0%, outwardly I would try to support him, but there is a 0% chance that me personally would be rooting for that guy. When Rob Ginsburg was playing shortstop for me at Highland Park High School, I wanted him to make 17 errors and fail miserably. He's one of my best friends. I told him that at the time. I was rooting against him. And I would be doing the same thing if I was Fields because I want to take care of number one. That's just the reality. Of course,
we just learned a lot about Kevin. Do we have to reevaluate this guy on our team?
all y'all
You hear
who
what this guy's saying?
all
over there?
y'all who
He's
say
just
that
a
you're
me guy.
and see all y'all who say anything else, you're all lying. You all want to take care of number one first. I know that Casey Standar is going to take care of number one first over there. You think that
Now he's just throwing others under the bus.
Yeah, you think that she's rooting for all the other
wanna take a
sideline
shot at
people?
Luke? Luke's
Not a
over
chance.
there.
She wants to take care of herself first, and then she'll root for him.
I agree with that 100%.
Of course, it's
very
not fair. It is fair, and that's how they are with you, and that's how it is. You got to take care of number one first, and that is what Justin Fields is doing, and he's doing his best to smile and root for him and cheer for him.
Yeah, carry him out. We don't want no me guys.
Me in here takes care of you, number one.
Everybody is descending upon the studio area right now to come and get
Take that guy's key.
And for the record, I do everything that I can for the team. First guy in the office yesterday, except for Jim, who was here. But Carm,
you live down the street. We all live basically in Wisconsin.
That's got nothing to do with the fact that I'm the one that comes in here and takes out the garbage to make everything sweet for everybody every day. I haven't seen the mansion lift up a garbage.
Okay, let's. Yeah. You know why you take out the garbage?
Why do I take it out?
Because it bothers you, and you want the garbage taken out. That's why you do it.
It's a me guy.
You're taking care of yourself more than anything.
I very much appreciate you taking out the garbage. Thank you.
I appreciate that you do it too, but I'm just getting to the root of why you're actually doing it. You can't stand that the garbage is full.
I like to have
You're not thinking in that moment, ooh, Adam's not going to like that the garbage is full. You're thinking, Carm doesn't like this. I'm taking this out for myself.
If you're going to go down that road and try to take this away from me, what you should do is you're trying to be superior by taking out the garbage so you can have something on me. That would be a better angle.
I'll tell you what, Carm.
I'm with you on the garbage thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please do it every day.
I'm with you on the. I'm not rooting for the guy to take my job.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Herb.
Thank you. I got to keep it a buck with you. Yeah. I'm with you on the. I'm not rooting for the guy to take my job at all.
What do we got here?
What's going on?
Don't look at it. Just hold it up.
That's right. Unapologetically, I am a me guy first, and then I will take care of you. And that's what he's doing. Right here, me guy.
Oh, that is absolutely hilarious.
Justin wasn't rooting for. Yes, that's correct. He wasn't. You know why? Because he wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Also, I'm holding the clipboard in my left hand, and my right hand doesn't work. I can't actually high five this guy right now. So I'll give him a nod and a smile, and we'll keep it moving. But absolutely, do I want us to win? Do I want him to perform solid? Sure. But do I want to wake up tomorrow and have the entire city debating that this guy should take my job? Absolutely not. I think it's just human nature. I'm with you on that, Carm.
Thank you.
I'm with you on that, Carm. As I play quarterback, and there's only one of those, right? So,
yeah. Well, speaking of me, guys, Carm, would you like to explain why the word Cutler is in the rundown I'm looking at?
Yes. I will explain that very well. Let me ask you a question about Jay Cutler, and the reason why I'm bringing him up is because
why Carm plays tennis.
I play all the sports, Nathaniel. I do have a huge match tonight.
That's a me sport.
That's a me sport.
Someone said you were a me guy at the tailgate.
Who said that?
I bet you hate
J.R. Mayberry.
JR, I am gonna. You will take that back, JR. I am not a me guy at the tailgate.
What
I am
happened
supportive.
yesterday?
You probably hate doubles.
I do hate doubles.
Yeah, I knew it.
I knew it. I do. I want to get a workout. I want to play. I'm not here. You know what I also hate? The tennis team. As if I care who's winning on court 3. I don't care about. I think I give a shit about those guys? No, I want to win my match. I don't. That's all that matters to me.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing basketball with you ever.
Hoops a team game. Make the shot when I give it to you. Now give it back to me.
See, I know my role on the court.
PG1.
My role is to play defense, get the rebounds, and if I'm wide open, I'll shoot the 3. And there's a maybe 40% chance it'll go in.
Yeah.
Have you ever in your life tried to ground out to the right side to push the runner over?
Huh? All right, let me bring up Cutler because if we go back in time, Josh McCown came in. He threw 20 touchdown passes and 1 interception, and I literally had to fight the whole time with this entire city that they should be playing Josh McCown. Now, 10 years after the fact, some people would still fight me that they should be playing Cutler, who, by the way, when his career ended, he played in 2 damn-ass playoff games his entire time, went 1-1. He sucked. He was not a good quarterback.
The best one we've ever had.
Right. Most talented, but not a winner in any way, shape, or form.
That's because he played for the Bears.
Right. Okay. So exactly. I'm still having this fight that they should not have. That the guy who commanded the locker room, who was respected by the receivers in there, who wasn't a me guy, that somehow they should have still been.
You don't like me guys?
If you're wow, that was good. Now you played that well. But you when you're the quarterback,
sure,
your job is to elevate everybody and be and lead.
That's no question. Cutler did not elevate.
No, that's a fact.
He sucked is the wrong word. He was a pain in the ass. He was about himself, and he was as enigmatic, there's a word, as you could possibly be. Looks great, doesn't look great.
So stubborn, too.
Have no idea what you're going to get. Here came a guy in, great leader, going to be a head coach one day, was playing his ass up, and people like, oh, you got to go back to Jay. And we are going to do the same thing now. We don't know what Bagent is. He's showing you that he might be something. So let's lean into that. I get it that it's a different scenario because it's his third. The Bears have to make a decision on Justin. It's his third season. He's just supremely talented. I get the fact that he needs to play more and that it's not over yet, and you might as well take the chance to use the time that you have to fully figure it out. But I'm telling you, that doesn't mean that you do it all season long and not see what this guy has if it doesn't turn around.
If you're right about Bagent, you'll still be right once you know for sure about Justin.
Right, but I also would like to say that I hope that we learn something different. But we got a pretty good body of evidence right now, and I think it's pretty clear what he is. But hopefully, somehow Luke Getsy can unlock something that he hasn't been able to do so far.
Wait, 2 weeks ago we were all convinced that it had turned the corner.
He had a great 2 weeks. He absolutely had a great 2 weeks, and then you were hoping that he was going to continue it, and then you have the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not talking about the greatest defense in the NFL, and he goes right back to where he was. That was extremely concerning.
All right, fair enough.
So
I'm not here convincing you that I've seen something from Justin nobody else has seen. I'm not saying that.
Right. So all I'm saying is that I feel like we're back in a Cutler land a little bit. We're not there yet. It's different. It's not apples to apples. But
it's definitely not apples to apples because Fields has a lot of the.
Fields is 1,000 times better person than Jay was for one at the start, but that's also not what we're talking about.
Well, but I also think there's differences in the organization too. Mm-hmm. The Bears, whatever Cutler's faults were, and I've talked to people about this, the Bears enabled him.
Oh yeah,
and it created a worse situation in what it had been a tight locker room under Lovie Smith before Jay got there. And they'll even say, like, it didn't really start until after they paid him, which is what I'm getting at. Once they paid them, they were committed to him. He can't be wrong about that.
Right.
Now, so then they enable him. They blame things on other players when it's really the quarterback's fault. They fire this guy because, not his it can't be the quarterback's fault. Then they bring in the next guy, and then Jay gets that guy fired. Right? Like, all this stuff happened. We all lived it. We all saw it. That's the one I keep saying, like, the elephant in the room is what Ryan Poles thinks about Justin right now. And there is none of that attachment. The only attachment he has to him is that he could have drafted a quarterback last year, chose not to, and instead got DJ Moore and another first-round pick, which was completely understandable. Okay? But he hasn't paid this guy.
No.
He didn't draft this guy.
Didn't pay him.
So there's no reason.
Not invested.
Yeah, there's no reason for really anyone in that organization right now to go out of their way to basically create a false premise in their mind to defend, any biases that they may have already had about a guy that they drafted, if that makes sense.
I don't think that gets enough attention in terms of the move that Ryan Poles made on the trade for DJ Moore with the number 1 pick. I don't think that we talk enough about him saying, okay, I'll pass on this crop of quarterbacks last year, and we'll see about Justin, because if not, we'll just reset this thing again next year, right? Between Justin not being good and the Panthers being bad, we'll probably end up with the number 1 pick anyway, right? And so if I got to reset this thing again, then fine. Maybe I just like Caleb more than I like Bryce and CJ. And I don't think he gets enough credit for just kind of subtly resetting this. And it kind of, on the surface, it looks like Justin's my guy, but that's not necessarily the case.
I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit because some people before this season happened had Carolina winning the NFC South.
Yeah, some people had the Bears winning the North.
I know, well, right, but people, there was a bunch of people, not just like Bears fans. There were a bunch of NFL supposed media experts who liked Carolina's chances in that poor division. So it was very much up in the air. And if you look at
hey, they can still go 11-6. Come on.
They could.
Excellent point. Excellent point, Law. But look,
I got to interrupt you.
Uh-oh. What did he say?
Tyson Bagent starting against the Chargers.
Okay.
Matt Eberflus said, this is coming from basically all the reporters at House Hall right now. We got Nick there. Maybe we'll check in with them if we still have time. But Tyson Bagent will be our starter. Says that Justin Fields is doubtful. So same thing as he was last week. Nate Davis also ruled out already.
Wow.
Roshan Johnson is improving in the concussion protocol. Still has another hurdle to clear. This is coming from Biggs. Now I'm reading Brad Briggs' tweet. Sounds like the rookie could return this week. I think that's big because I still think they have problems in pass protection as good as Deontay Foreman ran the ball yesterday. So there you go.
We'll get to find
Should we start
out.
the show over?
We will get to find out. The kid will be under lights. It's national television.
Right.
The whole country will see it, and we'll find out. And I think Justin Fields, you can't make it a game time decision. Not at quarterback. Not for a week. You got to get this kid ready to play.
I talked about this on Hoge and Johns last night. I think you're doing Bagent a disservice if there's this uncertainty throughout the week.
No. It's your week, kid. Go prep.
And it kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier in the show. I don't think it's drastically two different offenses. I don't think it's quite what it was when it was Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky.
Sure.
But I definitely do think that they're going to run different things. They're going to cancel certain things out of the playbook, cross that off if Fields isn't out there. They're going to run less boots, all those types of things, less play action, and that's fine. Bagent being a rookie, I think it does help him knowing going into practice Wednesday, I'm the guy again. Let's build on what we did last
We're
week.
going to find out about him and Getsy this week. We're going to find out about Bagent and Getsy.
on the road against a team that could put up a bunch of points in a dome.
Herbert's been struggling though, man.
He's got an injury on the left hand. So look, I'm already nervous of how it's going to go.
Yeah, come on.
But let's go.
Come on.
This is it. This
That's what
is
it is. The National Football League.
This is it. Clock with the Bagent cannon in play. I want to say that too yesterday because you were there.
He was talking to me. I asked him. I said,
what was your question?
I asked him about him being taken out on the last play of the first half.
And he said, I got a
cannon.
cannon.
I was like, it's probably like 60 yards to get it to the end zone. After you drop back, you're going to be looking at 60 yards throw. They chose to go with Nate. Could you not get it to the end zone? He's like, I got a cannon.
Right, and everybody laughed. Did you laugh?
No, I was impressed.
Yeah. See,
we were talking about why everyone laughed there. We were like, why are you laughing?
They all thought he was kidding.
No, I was impressed. I didn't laugh. I was.
Thank you, Herb.
I very rarely sit where I sat. I sat in the front row, right in the middle, right under the podium, because I had some things that I needed to talk about with Flus. But Bagent, he's like, no, I got a cannon. He's like, no diss to Nate. Nate could get it there too. He's got a strong arm. He's like, but I absolutely could have got it there from 60.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, know your quarterback, dude. What are you talking about? Nate Peterman off the throw.
But again, I don't think it had to do with getting the ball to the end zone. I think they were backed up enough that the plan was just don't let anything horrible happen here. And I thought it was more about just trusting Nathan Peterman in that moment to not do anything horrible, which I don't agree with.
That's your first mistake.
I don't agree with.
It makes no sense. And by the way, you should have left Bagent in the game at the end and let him have the couple last snaps and let him hold the football. But
That
Flus,
was weird too.
Flus, you had your best moment as far as I'm concerned as a Bears head coach yesterday that I've seen.
Really?
They showed. Well, no, the game ball in the locker room.
Okay.
That was a good Flus. Did you
No.
see that video?
Except
We just talked about that. He forgot about Deontay Foreman.
He got it to him though.
Forgot about the three touchdown guy who was a healthy scratch for 4 weeks.
That's fine. You can forget things. If you remember, got it to him. Foreman was emotional. He really appreciated it. I loved
He was
that.
like, I'm that.
Exactly. Bagent's walking around, of course, with his shirt up, which was like, I don't know. I was getting some Jim McMahon vibes with the whole scene there. Like this dude just walking around.
love Bagent.
I do. And it meant a lot to Jalen too. And I thought that the Flus had some great energy to it, celebrating his dudes, and that was seeing everybody together. I really liked that video.
I don't like anything about the way Flus chose to handle that last drive in the first half
at all.
If you like,
They're doing it every week.
and because again, that's what I wanted to talk to him about, and he didn't come out and say, "Hey, young kid, we're winning the game. Don't want to put him in a situation where we make a critical mistake before the half. The Raiders get the ball after the half, so we were just going to sit on it."
Yeah.
He goes into some very wordy answer, and shout out to Flus because he kind of confused me with what he was saying. He's like, "Oh, We had it at 50, and it was at 53. And I was like, wait, what are you saying? And then he said something, and I was like, respectfully, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about before then. He actually did answer my question, and he was saying that I guess in their minds that 50 seconds would have been enough for them to whatever operation they wanted to go with. But they had 3 timeouts, so that still didn't make any sense. Like, but we were at 53, and it was like right on the edge, and we just didn't think we could do it. Then the kid hits DJ for 3rd and 7. Now it's 17 seconds left. You banging timeouts. Like, dude, you just killed 28 seconds.
You're playing scared, and by the way, sometimes when you get up to the podium, you look scared. Enough with the scared act.
Dude, you are the coach. You're the head coach of the Chicago Bears. You do not have to lie to me or the fans or any other media. You can say, this is a decision I made because this is what I thought. I didn't want to put the kid in harm's way. We were winning the game. I wasn't going to risk it. Don't give me this word salad about what I was like, wait, what?
I don't trust my young quarterback enough to do that, so I was being conservative. Maybe that'll change over time.
I'm still trying to make up with the flus. I told you, I was sleeping on the couch for a while. I'm still trying to.
How about the fit though?
Huh?
I'll be right back. You guys do supers. I'll be coming right back.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm the one having the beer hug. What are you running for?
Someday I want to just do a podcast just on Carm.
That would be
just like evaluating.
That'd be a 24-hour podcast.
Everything this guy is.
It's something.
All right, let's get to super chats.
Let's do it.
Do we have one more ad read, or am I making that up?
You're making that up.
Really?
There was some doubt about.
Yeah, no, there's a little Fubo read.
Let's do it.
See? Look at me, helping out. Fubo TV. You could take over.
Oh, there is. Oh, because remember the Soul Savvy thing?
Yeah.
It got flipped. No one told me.
Oh, it was in that channel.
Everybody's going to get taken care of. We appreciate all of our partners. We are very, very grateful to everybody. We're going to make sure that you get your very warranted time on the show because we need to tell the people about how dope you are.
So Fubo, right?
You want me to do it?
No, we're good. I'm just making sure.
I'll do it.
We have two sponsors that are very, very similar in name, so I just want to make sure I got the right
Fubo
thing.
TV.
I love Fubo. 140 plus live channels of sports, shows, movies, news. A lot of sports going on right now. Fubo's the place to be. You can stream live TV from any device. Watch the most Chicago sports for the lowest price. That sounds like a good thing. You're getting the most Chicago sports and the lowest price at the same time. Start watching immediately with a free trial. There's no contract, no cable, no hassle. You just sign up and start watching. It's that simple. And you get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge. You can watch your local teams while you're traveling. You got college football all day, pretty much every day. We're on the stretch of 50 straight days of football.
College football is really good right now, too.
It's great. And then obviously with the NFL, you can get NFL Network and Red Zone on top of your Bears football, NBC Sports. If you're into soccer, the UEFA Euro qualifiers going on. Watch all your favorite college football and the NFL with Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/CHGO to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Super chats.
What we got going on, Law?
Start with Kevin Carlson for $20.
$20.
Love
Kevin
you,
Carlson.
Kevin.
We appreciate that. He says Phil should start when he is healthy. We all don't know his ceiling yet, and his coaching staff is not helping. That sucks. 2 thumbs up for Bagent. He made great decisions while under pressure. Bear down.
Ryan Weiss, $10. Do you know what will unequivocally decide this QB controversy for Bagent? If he's the one that ends up beating the Packers in week, I'm going to change it for you, 18.
If he starts week 18, it'll have already been decided.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that conclusion will be Caleb Williams, you are a Chicago Bear.
Do you know how many days it has been since the Bears beat the Green Bay Packers?
Ooh, a lot. 1,200, I would say.
Hoge?
Not quite 1,200. Maybe 1,000.
Going to be over 5 years by the time we get there.
It was December 16th, 2018.
So we're talking 1,500 days.
1,772 days last time they beat the Packers. Eddie Jackson picking off Aaron Rodgers, who had thrown 4 in 2
playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm still mad at Eddie Jackson for that.
I didn't even have gray hair back then. The last time the Bears.
I talked to your wife yesterday about your gray hair. She thinks it's sexy.
Why are you talking to his wife about how sexy he is?
I wasn't saying anything about the sexy. I'm like, look at your guy. He's got the gray hair. She's like, I like it.
For the record, she tells me that too.
Well, good.
But I appreciate the update.
Congratulations. She likes the gray hair.
What we're going to do with you, Carm?
Why can't I be talking about the wife liking his gray hair?
Seeing as he's a me guy, does that comment concern you that he enjoyed that your wife liked the
Now
gray hair?
that is that is so uncalled for. Me guy means oxygen mask on you first.
Hey, guess
that doesn't
what?
mean steal someone's
Guess
wife.
what? I'm not worried.
I've got more grays than him. I've got more grays than him.
Yeah, exactly. You see all these grays here? Look at all this situation going on. All right, next. Praven. I'm so hoping we're saying that right.
Oh,
Praven?
my God.
Praven? What do you got? Did JF1, $10. Did JF1 have 3 hot and cold games at Ohio State as well?
These hot and cold games.
To have these. I'm sorry. These. There goes the eyes, along with the prostate. Everything's falling apart over here.
Whoa.
It's the way it is. Don't get older.
Yeesh.
I cannot reconcile how an aspiring franchise quarterback can freeze and allow a free hitter to slam him on the first play. Please get better, JF. You're the defender. What do you got?
Listen, I've said it from jump. It was 6 on 5. He has to do something else. Check out of the play, change the protection, or go hot really, really fast. That drift right, throw the ball. I don't know what that's about, but that's on Justin as much as anybody else. I'm not absolving him of his issues. His fingerprints are on these 2.25 years as well. I'm just not done with the kid.
And for the record, I didn't like the way Luke Getsy talked about that at all.
No, I'm fine with it. Like
I didn't like it.
I like the way Getsy talks about what happened in the game more than I like about the way Flus does it. I don't think Justin's feelings are hurt when he says, "Hey, drift right, throw the ball." Now I don't know if that was really possible. That kid came off the corner like a missile, and by the time DJ and them turned around, he was on Justin's back.
I agree.
See, we're proving what I was talking about yesterday.
What's that?
Well, I have this theory, Herb, that's going to end up being the defining play of Justin's Bears tenure. That
could be
5 years from now, like that's the play we still go back to and being
could
like, that was the beginning of the end. You want a Kevin Fishbane fun fact about your guy Tyson Bagent?
Can't wait.
Fishman.
For inquiring minds, Bears quarterback Tyson Bagent's last start in a regular season night game came in the 2022 season opener at Southern Connecticut State. He completed 33 of 43 passes for 394 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception in a 48-7 Shepherd win. So lock up the Bears right now in that disrespectful 8.5-point spread that's already there against the Chargers Sunday night.
Interesting to see how that line moves.
That sounded like that stat line from Brett Favre the day after his dad passed on Monday night against Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
When he went crazy. I think he had 399 or 396, something like that.
6 touchdowns?
Crazy. Brett Favre was nuts.
I actually remember watching that game live.
Me too.
That was badass.
Yeah, it was.
$9.99 from the Bears Bastard. I found myself multiple times yesterday saying, let the kid push it downfield after I saw the 5th 2-yard out or wide receiver screen. I think the difference is Green Bay adjusted to the horizontal game and Las Vegas didn't.
Yeah, I think that was the game plan. I think that was the game plan. That was probably a smart decision. Again, tip the cap to Getsy for coming up with a winning game plan. There's lots of ways to win a football game. It's the coach's job to figure out which one will win said game in a given week.
I'm excited to see him throw the ball down the field.
Logan Cox is next. $9.99. What if Justin ends up not being it? What would be your guys' reaction if the Bears traded for Kyler Murray and then traded the first pick for an absolute haul? I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm delusional.
Thanks for the parenthetical.
We are not going to Kyler Murray.
No, I don't see any reason to bring Kyler Murray in here. You can trade Justin Fields to the Cardinals. I'm fine with that, but not to send Kyler Murray back here. You give Bagent the rest of the year, and then you decide if you're going to draft one of those generational talents or not.
Right. I'm not trading Justin. I'm playing out the year and I'm seeing what picks we have, and I'll move him at that point. If I could get a third now, I end up getting a fourth in the offseason. Okay.
To Hoge scenario, if Poles has decided that he's not the guy, you have to trade him.
Yeah, but I don't know how they would have made that decision. Like
the same way you have. Who's
Carm,
next?
I'm saying start. I'm saying start him when he gets healthy.
Carm, there's a world in which, and I'm not saying this is the case, but like teams were out on Justin Fields before the draft.
Okay,
true.
I'm just saying, he doesn't.
That's fine.
This is how the NFL world works. Like, these talent evaluators, even sometimes in the same building, oftentimes in the same building.
It has to be some.
The assistant GM could be out on a guy, and the GM loves the guy, and they still draft him.
Okay, but if that's the case, that he just threw 8 touchdowns and 1 interception in 2 games, then went backwards, and you all of a sudden made this decision, and you had a guy in the draft by the name of C.J. Stroud who had half the amount of interceptions at Ohio State that Justin Fields had, and you just decided that you didn't like him enough, I would start to wonder. I would start to question your talent evaluation if you've made the decision by now after what you've seen this year.
I'll be interested when we're here next Monday, and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna get back from LA by noon the next morning. But when we're here,
that's okay.
When we're here next Monday, I'll be very. And Bagent plays well, like well, and they win on the road in SoFi.
Uh-huh.
Are you still saying go back to Justin when he's good?
No, if they fired around on the road and he scores 38 points and the Bears beat.
Whoa.
Well,
okay.
Whatever. 30 plus.
Sure.
And they win the football game and he looks great. I'm not going back. I'm done.
Okay.
If I see him do that,
he hangs 30 in a win.
Yeah.
Then we can make the trade.
I'm not even in a loss, depending on how it looked like. If they put up 34 points and lose 37-34, and he's keeping them in the game and making ridiculous throws, you got me. I'm out.
Okay. All right.
I won't. I can't. I got to see that. But let's see if we can do it.
Oh, he's
now,
so excited right now just thinking about it.
Listen, they're gonna have to do something different, right? There's tape on them. The game plan is out. The DCs in the league are very, very smart. They're going to make him do something other than have an average of 2.1 air yards on all his throws.
Right. And by the way, if he throws 3 picks next week and has a terrible game, I'm not going to be out. I'm going to see how I need to see how he responds to that, what they try to do to him.
So 3 starts in a row.
It seems like, I mean, if they're ruling Fields out right now, I think you can pretty much bet that he's going to get 3 starts.
I just think that if you got to, like we were saying, you got to give the kid the full week of prep, without this maybe stuff. So I don't know that, ruling Justin Fields out for this week means he's out for next week.
Big Cram here, $9.99. All fun and games till Carm ditches the Honda for a Ram TRX with the number 17 decals all over it. That would be pretty badass. Ray, can we get that done? Well, in the words of a great Hoge, quote, "You need good football players to be a good football team. Pay Jalen Johnson."
Pay the man.
Pay the man.
Stop trading away good players.
You can't be good by doing that.
Jalen was aggressive yesterday.
No, he was. He jumped that route. I asked him, I was like, did it feel sweeter that you stepped in front of 17 for it? Because, they've been battling for 4 years now. And he's like, no, it didn't feel, any sweeter. It was just good to get it. And I was like, then you go and you give the make it rain, pay me sign. He's like, yeah. And I took my helmet off because they had to see me. I want, see me. He's like, some of my team was like, put the helmet back on and give the penalty. He's like, I don't care. See me. I was like,
and then afterwards at his locker, did you do that on purpose? Damn right I did. I mean,
no, listen, Jalen, keep it a buck. I love Jalen. That's my guy.
He ain't playing.
Bear Down Mike, $5. If Justin isn't ready to go for the Chargers game and Bagent starts and wins, does the conversation need to be made? I think we just kind of
there you go, Mike. We just had that conversation. We were thinking alike, my friend.
Couple more here, too. Bears on Kauai, $4.99. Have any new greats, Burrow, Mahomes, Lawrence, had a run of games like Caleb's last 3? Occasionally comes off as a D-bag, too. Worrisome pick to me. I don't know if that's fair.
I mean, Mahomes, come on. He played at Texas Tech. What was he, 6-6 every year?
Yeah, they weren't.
Come on.
But they did put up 70 every week. They just lost 70 to 71.
It's a good question to actually look at how some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, how they did struggle at college. That's a good exercise. I will take that on. Let's go. Thank you for the super chat.
Keep going, Carm.
Football CF Candy, $1.99. Euros? Is that euros?
Pounds sterling.
Pound sterling. Okay. Appreciate you, regardless of what it is. Raiders were 8th in pass defense and 10th overall. The Raiders, that was not a bad defense.
No.
So,
and everybody expected Max Crosby to live in the backfield. He did not. He sacked them once, but that offensive line did a pretty good job. I asked Larry Borum about that in the locker room. He was like, listen, man, we got tired of hearing about how good the dude is. He's like, we're pretty good, too. He puts his pads on like we put our pads on, and we had to deal with him. He's a good player. We had to focus on him, but We were like sick of it. Like, he's gonna be in y'all backfield all day. He's like, nah. He got back there once, and I was like, well, you did like clothesline him that one time on that hold and go.
Larry's got to stop holding people.
Yeah,
Where's my Braxton Jones? Can we get him back out there?
Yeah.
Anybody?
I think Larry's been doing okay filling in.
He's done fine. He's done fine. Good backup.
Isaac comes through, $4 on the super chat. Appreciate you, Isaac. Bagent reminds me of young Alex Smith. Thoughts? Yeah, that's why that ceiling isn't high enough for me to be like, I'm done with Justin.
Yeah.
Right. Let's hope that. I mean, Alex Smith had a good career now, but
Did he?
he hung around.
He was okay. I mean, he did whatever he did in San Francisco, and then he was okay with Kansas City. But the moment they had a guy with a real ceiling, they were like, "Thanks, sir.
Yeah, see you
Appreciate
later.
you."
I got it.
Yeah, the Alex Smith isn't good enough for me. Jimmy Tony, $5. Has Cap told you guys the story about the NFL assistant coach he ran into in Vegas? The guy told Cap Fields can't play. Yes, Cap's told that story on his radio show for 375 straight days. So
Hoge just said around the league there are different opinions. Some people have different evaluations. I don't suspect that every talent evaluator in the National Football League thinks Justin is the goods, and I don't think everyone thinks he's bad.
yeah. By the way, I'm kidding. I know, but yes, I've heard that story.
Yeah.
He has said it on his radio show. I think. I hope so. But yeah,
He can't play. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, we love you, Cap. Miss you, Cap. You're the best, Cap.
Cap. Remember Cap last year we did the show, we were doing the podcast, and you guys were out at the lake house.
Yeah.
Doing the show, and then Cap jumps on. He's like, they're going to win 3 games. And I was like, you're out of your mind. And they won 3 games.
He had him in last place in the division this year, which was a much more bold take.
Rashad, $4.99. The Chargers aren't this world beater team, so Bagent beating them isn't just far-fetched. You go back to Justin regardless. The biggest difference yesterday was the play of everybody around the QB.
Okay.
Including the coaching. He did his part. But so did everybody else, and started with the game plan.
Cody Whitehair was amazing yesterday.
He lit that linebacker. What's his name? Spillane. He lit him up on that screen pass to Deontay
Spillane went to Fenwick.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He had 2 interceptions a couple weeks ago. What game was that? Against the Packers.
Yeah, he did.
Jordan Love.
He had 2 picks. Yeah.
Jordan Love.
He
Shout
was
out
balling.
to Jordan Love. Not good at football.
Not good at football. I didn't know Spillane went to Fenwick. Shout out to the Fighting Corey McGetty's.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the last one?
That is our last super chat of the day.
All right.
Please.
Frolich.
Fun show on a Monday.
Settle down, Frolich. TB has a weak arm.
Are we going to do that again?
Tom Brady?
Yes, him too, actually.
I do hate that Hail Mary thing happened yesterday because now there's just this narrative that Bagent can't throw.
I mean, you pair that decision from the coaching staff with the last throw against the Vikings.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, I don't know if the kid can get the ball down the field. And you talk about the Chicago wind and it getting cold and windy and all that. And I think he's fine. The kid looked me straight in the face like, I got a cannon, dude. Knock it off. I
don't think he has Justin Fields' arm strength. I think he has more than adequate.
Yeah, you don't
enough.
How often do you throw the ball 65 yards down the field? Necessary.
I care way more about decision making and touch.
Yeah,
I've seen many NFL quarterbacks have an absolute fire hose and they can't figure out how to put it over the linebacker.
Facts.
They try to put it through the linebacker's face mask.
Cutler could throw the ball to Detroit.
I compared Khalil Herbert to Jim Brown earlier. So what was that third-round quarterback who didn't exactly have a cannon out for an arm, but yet was money when it mattered? Oh, yeah, it's Joe Montana. I think he did all right.
Arguable GOAT.
Arguable GOAT. Exactly right.
TB12 the same.
All right. Hey, if you haven't already today, go check out our brand new website.
Woof.
It looks awesome.
Woo, it's hot.
AllCHGO.com, completely revamped, ready to go. You can find all of our content from yesterday up there, AllCHGO.com. While you're there, why don't you become a diehard too? AllCHGO.com/diehard. You get access to our Discord, our happy hours, 20% off all merch at CHGO Locker, and all of our events as well. Speaking of events, next Sunday night, while Herb's kicking it in L.A., we're going to be at Fireplace Inn with our watch party for this Bears-Chargers game. So come out, hang out. We're hoping to do the shows from there as well. Not completely confirmed, but that's our plan.
Wednesday we'll be getting more details about that.
There you go. Regardless, we're going to have a lot of fun. Although I have to say, I'm a little jealous I won't be at SoFi. SoFi's great.
It is sweet.
They got the candy bar. They got the ice cream bar. They got the actual bar
It is
with the actual beers
super
after
sweet.
the game.
I got stuck in there the first time we played because the Bears played the first game there.
Yeah.
The Bears played the very first, regular season game there, and after you get done with,
Well, the first game with fans.
right,
Yeah, because they played
right.
there in 2020, but there was no fans.
Right. And
Yeah.
so the Bears there, and after post-game press conference, locker room, and you write your stuff and do all your whatevers, it's a couple few hours after the game, and then you come trying to get out of there, and I did not know where to go, and no one else did either. And I mean, like, the people who work at SoFi, I'm like, yo, how do I get out of here? And they're like, I have no idea. This is my first time here, too. And I was like, oh,
Thank you
okay,
for your help.
thanks. Me and my camera guy, Brandon, walked around that thing for about 45 minutes, seriously trying to find out how to exit.
Wow.
Just hanging out in SoFi.
Oh, it was sweet though. It was,
Yeah.
I've been stuck in worse places.
Never been?
That happened at
Jealous.
MetLife after a Giants game, but the problem was it was outside the stadium and it was cold.
Ooh.
And the outside fence.
They
so
did
you're
that.
outside, and there's like this only secret way to go. There's some button you have to press, and only the Giants reporters know this.
And there's 1,000,000 miles to the Uber pickup at MetLife. It's oh my God, ridiculous.
I'm just really happy that you guys have both gotten to experience some amazing travel in your careers. It's really awesome. I'm not jealous at all. I wouldn't. If I had the opportunity to go instead of Herb this week, I wouldn't do that. I'd want you to go and have fun.
Thanks, me guy.
Okay, me guy. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Cole Kmet in studio.
Yes.
See you at noon.
We all silly like the mayor.